Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's Anna Chaos, and I'm back to provide you guys an update on my progress. And actually, this was so exciting. I'm not gonna lie. But before we do that, let me just always go. You guys know the drill, okay? So if you guys want to follow us, we got the Captain Hobbes webpage. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We are on Threads. We are also on Instagram, or we are also on Blue Sky. We are not on X, not, at least not the newer stuff. There was an old Twitter account that I no longer have access to that, so that account I don't have it anymore. But right now, this is more than plenty for me to handle. I do my best to pretty much check across the board, but again, it's just me trying to do a lot of things. But anyway, so let's get cracking. So the last time I started playing with Gemini Flow, and I started doing V2, and I ended up with some pretty interesting results. So technically, the way it started is I had frame A, frame B, and then it would do the animation. So this is pretty much what I did last time. You can see right here, there is no audio at this point. This is just me just doing the basic props saying animate the frame in between these two images. Okay, so that was the first run. The second run, this was me adding a little bit more animation on here, and what I started noticing is that I don't know why the prompt first of all started adding a tail. It did not tell it to do that, but I was trying to experiment to see if it would give me some audio. Unfortunately, VO2 doesn't have audio. So today what I really wanted to do, I wanted to see, so this is, you see, July 10, right here, this July 10th. So right here, some of these should be timestamped. So today I pretty much started going through, and I wanted to do was to refine some of these prompts a little bit. You can see right here. So right here, these are the first two prompts that I started with. So this is week 1. So I'm gonna make these in yellow. And then this is this week. So right around here, I was trying to see if I could control the animation a little bit by telling it, and I'm going to read it right now. General Goey is at the desk looking at his screen, overlapping. Let me zoom in because I am old and I am blind. You can see by my old lady glasses. Is at her desk looking at the screen, overlapping her body as she views the files on her screen. So you have to make sure you tell the AI that these items are overlapping, or it will animate around it. Trust me. Her head is initially resting on her hand, and look of frustration and disbelief on her face. Her mouth is closed, and only her, I put here, but only her left eye is moving as she reads the content on the screen. Hold, this is me trying to control it. Hold this animation for 3 seconds. She slightly shakes her head in disapproval. Her head movement and body language convey extreme frustration, matching the video animation from including her lifting her hand and exasperation. Notice right here, I was trying to do the intro where she was not talking, because if you go back to the actual short, it's just her looking at the screen, then it pans over the shoulder where she is just looking at this, like, look at this, physical, mental, and blah, 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 and it failed. It's like, so it's just kind of her doing that shot right there. So I was trying to see if I can have the AI do the animation without doing any lip sync at all. And the first couple of times it failed. So this, you can see right here, I still told it, no lip sync, no tail, and it still added a tail and it added some lip sync, which was kind of a little bit frustrating. So then I went to prompt number 4, and right here, prompt number 4, I went ahead and said General Goy is at her desk looking at the screen once again. And notice how right here I'm trying to use different types of commands. So there is no defined list of AI commands. This is something that you have to do trial and error, look through YouTubes and stuff. So I'm trying to figure out my list of commands that I can give to the AI. And I'm also learning this through Sono, as well as I'm working on some music. Like I said, I have a brand new YouTube channel where I'm just pretty much just experimenting with music, and it's mostly me trying to figure out the commands. And while I'm doing that, I'm creating new content, learning how to use the tools, and I'm just kind of making little mini projects to kind of improve this big project. Okay. So here's number 4. General goes at her desk, looking at the screen, overlapping her body, blah, blah, blah. Hold, and right here is block bracket, hold animation pose for 1, 2, 3. It's from second 1, 2, 3. Her head is initially resting on her hand and look of frustration and disbelief on her face. Her mouth is closed. She is not talking. I had to tell her she's not talking. Only her left eye is moving as she reads the content on the screen. Right eye doesn't animate. I am literally telling it, don't do this, right? It's an eye patch. Animate second 4. And this is just me playing with these language back and forth. She slightly shakes her head in disapproval. Her head movement and body language conveys extreme frustration, matching the video animation from including her lifting her hand, blah, blah, blah. So at this point, I'm still using right here, and this is the good part about this. It literally tells you what version of the software you're using. But again, at this point, I'm just trying to refine my prompt. So this would get me. So, and it's still, at this point, it's still at it. Mouth animation, the left eye is blinking, and it's got a tail. So you can imagine how frustrated I was. So this is pretty much what I did on and off all day. Just me. And keep in mind that even though these prompts look like, a quick edit, this actually took me about 4 or 5 hours this afternoon just sitting down, rewriting it, pause, thinking about it, because I'm trying to make sure that I convey clear information to the AI prompt. And that's pretty much what I was doing. So I went ahead and I tried it one more time, okay? And right here, what I did is instead, so it's the same thing, but in brackets, I put no tail, do not animate right eye, no talking. So let's see what that turned out. So, nope, still ignore my command. So, I mean, the animation is still great. It seems like each one of these is like a little bit of a different. It's very expressive, but it's not what I want or what I needed for the scene. So, moving forward, like I said, do not get me wrong, this is very impressive. Now, at this point, one of the things that I couldn't figure out is like, okay, I know VO3 allows you to do image to video. So VO2 you can do image to image and it does in betweens, but VO3 actually requires to have just a single image and in a really detailed description of what you want it to do. And at that point, then you start getting some of these, so a little bit more of the audio. So at this point, I was trying to try the new version, see if I could get it to do the things that was being advertised, and go from there. Now this time around, however, it's the same thing, except that right here, let me show you what I put. Single image, so I even stated right here, so VO3 you'll need a single image. Animation, same thing as before. Go and stand on the screen, blah, blah, blah. Her right eye doesn't animate. It's an eye patch. Do not add tail, but here's what I added. Audio. Oh, so this right here. Oh, so this one doesn't have audio over here. Let me see. So this is actually 7 or 8. Only if her left eye is moving, she slightly shakes her head, blah, blah, blah. I made sure she is not talking, because the problem that I was having before is that I had at one point talking and then I had her not talking, so it was confused. So I made sure this time there was no talking. So, and this is what it produced. That's not bad. It built in some sound effects like some gas and stuff, which is great. So this right here really got me excited because I was trying to figure out how to get this AI, because I seen examples of it where people were able to animate in this platform. It also attached the dialogue with it. So this was a step in the right direction. So as I went through, and these last 3, and I'll explain why I have the same thing 3 times in here. Okay, so at this point, I'm like, okay, I am going to add some dialogue on here. So this is me just trying to see if I can get it to lip sync. The only difference is right here at the end. What I added is, how did this one even get higher in the first place? Are we really down to the bottom of the barrel? So when I did that, here's what it did.
How did this one even get higher in the first place? Are we really down to the bottom of the barrel? How did this one even get hired in the first place? Are we really down to the bottom of the barrel?
Okay, so here's what's really impressive now, going from VO2 to VO3. First of all, if you go back to this one down here, this is VO2. you will see it's just the basic animation. As we move to VO3 with the description, this one I didn't catch it the first time. It was adding some of the animation to the screens. And then here with this one, it really added stuff on the screen.
Are we really down to the bottom of the barrel?
I didn't tell it to do that. I was just telling her she was looking at some files on the screen, but I never drew them in there. So the AI added that to this. So that is fantastic, meaning that I could literally tell it, hey, I want this and this and this to show up in the screen. In this situation, it will have to be shown in reverse. So just again, I'm just learning what this thing can do as I am going through this process right here. Now, at this point, I was kind of worried because when you're dealing with AI, you have an amount of tokens that you can use. So right now, I have been using my AI at a ton, and I think I only had like 1,000, and I barely burned through any of that. So I am still doing pretty good on the matter. So if you are worried about that, so unless you're doing a video every minute, you should be okay, especially if you're just trying to create a basic prompt and refine. So I just have a basic account. There is one that goes to a higher hierarchy where it's called video mix, if I remember correctly. And that allows you to pretty much blend in photo with video. However, this goes to the next part. You cannot upload audio yet. So here's the part. So this right here looks great. Obviously, I hate her fingers because this hand's doing this and then this hand's melting this way. Whatever. I was excited. I got some audio in there and it's lip syncing and it's tracking. Now here comes the other hard part. Okay. I wanted to see if I could refine the audio. So I looked up right here, can you upload audio to Flow VO3? And unfortunately what it's saying right here is that it doesn't have that capability yet. So it's only using the built-in audio features that you see in the actual platform itself. So maybe in the future they will add that to the extremely premium one, which if they do, I'll be the first one in line. I'll tell you that right now. But for right now today, the current version of VO3, which is what's out today, doesn't have that ability. See, instead VO3 focuses, so let's see, blah, blah, blah. While primarily known for generating video with integrated audio with text prompt, does not currently support direct audio file uploads for you to use within the video creation. So when I spotted that, I'm going, okay, maybe I can describe the voice. And you can see right here what I did is I added a little section right here at the end. Voice description. Women in her late 20s to early 30s, warm but firm tone. So that's going from this kind of childish voice to this voice right here. So let me see if I can put up the audio a little bit more. Give me a second. Let me go to my mixer.
How did this one even get hired in the first place? Are we really down to the bottom of the barrel? How did this one even get...
Okay, so I want you to keep in mind, so this is the first prompt where it just had the noises. So that's one, that was just noises. Two, let's go back to the beginning.
How did this one even get hired in the first place? Are we really down to the bottom of the barrel? How did this one even get...
Okay, this is me trying to refine it.
Get hired in the first place? How did this one even get hired in the first place? Are we really down to the bottom of the barrel?
Okay, so from there, I was like, okay, well, that didn't really seem to do too much, so I wanted to add a little bit more. The performance is just a little bit different, but the one thing that when I refined the tone of the woman's voice, where I said woman baritone voice in her late 20s to early 30s, she has a firm tone, to see if that changed it, and here's what I got.
How did this one even get hired in the first place? Are we really down to the bottom of the barrel?
Okay, so as you can hear right there, between the last three, so once I got it just from the sound effects to direct to audio, unfortunately there is no way for me to control the audio to what I wanted. So if I have a specific voice in mind, I cannot get it to fit. And even I shared this with Lord Byron, and he was like, I mean, that's really cool, but the voice really threw me off because General Goey is either we have two voices. We have the one that we had in the animatic, which was a woman with like a slight British accent, and then there's me because I was the one doing the animatic. And to be honest, I kind of want to play General Goey because I see a lot of myself in her, the frustration and all that stuff. But I want her to have a more mature and more firm because you're talking about someone who she is feminine, but she's had to be in a leadership role. So her voice needs to have more weight. So it can be too bubbly because let's be honest, people hear bubbly voices and they don't not take it seriously. But if they hear one with a deeper voice or it has some weight, they're going to listen. It's kind of when your mom scolds you, let's put it politely. So yes, so far this is what I got between the last video and this video, and to be honest, I am extremely happy at the progress that I'm making. What I'm seeing here that is actually kind of neat, and maybe this might be part of the process, is that I might have to run the script 2 or 3 times and then pick the best one. Because let's go back to this one. This one, what I hated was the hands.
Get hired in the first place. Are we really down to the bottom of the barrel?
Okay, those hands were terrible, so I can't do that one. So let's go to this one.
How did this one even get hired in the first place? Are we really down to the bottom of the barrel?
Okay, so the hands look a little less. Look at the little mitten hands. But at least they're not fractured and bending in the wrong direction. So there's that. See, look at that. Oh God, these hands. They're just melting.
How did this one even get hired in the first place? Are we really down to the bottom of the barrel?
And to be quite honest, unless you are like me, where like I said, I'm originally a fine artist, then I was an animator. Even though I wasn't a lead animator, I was a production animation, where I did like in betweens, cleanups, and all that stuff. Unless you're someone like me, the stuff that I'm seeing on YouTube these days, people are not watching quality. They're just looking for good stories. And I would like to keep this very professional and looking really great, but right now all I'm trying to do is just to make a pilot so that way we can get funding so we can make a series. That's pretty much all that I'm trying to do right now. And I don't feel like I'm ready to try to do, like right now I'm trying to set up Patreon and all that stuff, but right now I just don't feel ready yet to start collecting because I want to start figuring out these production flows first and share this progress with you guys before we reach that point there. So let's take a look at the final one.
This one even get hired in the first place? Are we really down to the bottom of the barrel?
So the one thing that I don't like about this is that she has like a little triangle on her face, and at the end there's like a little weird mark here on the side that it just, for whatever reason, it just even appeared right around right there. Look, I don't know why that's there. And then she's supposed to have, it looks like an eyeshadow, so that one goes missing. It stays in this one. Let me see, let me go back here. So I'm not just looking for continuity.
How did this one even get hired in the first place? Are we really down to the bottom of the barrel?
So this one, I hate to say it, the eyes look the best, the hands look the worst. This one, the eyeshadow disappeared for some reason.
Are we really down to the bottom of the barrel?
But the hand looks so. And then this one, the eyeshadow disappeared, and it's that weird mark on her face. So this is something that I will have to keep in mind, that sometimes I might have to run the script 2 or 3 times just to get the best performance and the cleanest look out of all this. So technically, something that once the prompt is solidified, it's just like the trial and error. Just run it till you get one that is the closest. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect, but it's the closest that you can get it to a good performance. Because I don't want it to be like, how do you say, I want to make sure that it doesn't look too polished and clean. This is an online YouTube video kind of thing. So yeah, so if you've seen YouTube animation videos, they're not professional. I like that gritty, kind of raw and polished look. So I'm a big fan of that. But yes, guys, so right now I have a plan on how to deal with the voice, but I need to run some tests. So this right here, I gotta tell you, this kind of blew my expectations. From where I started with just Gemini to now where I'm with Flow, where I'm actually getting full performances with synced audio. So now the next step, excuse me, the next step is for me to figure out how to get the audio to match. And I have an idea how to do it. I have two ideas how to approach it actually, because I do have Adobe, what's it called for audio? What's the Adobe audio one? Let's see, Adobe audio software. I can't remember what it's called right now. Audition. I have Audition. It just flew out of my brain from a. So I have Adobe Audition because I do have the Masters Collection. And then the other thing that I was looking at is doing 11 Labs. So that might be an option to maybe see if I can grab this audio file, run it through 11 Labs, and then maybe go ahead and change it. But 11, I haven't touched 11 Labs yet because I don't want to pay for subscription if I haven't gotten to that point yet. And I'm at the point right now where I am now ready to probably start that subscription, but I want to do some more research first before I hop over there. So yeah, but anyway, guys, so I just kind of want to share with you guys the progress. If you, like I said, if you see me posting in some of these other channels, I'm not ignoring Astrocats. I'm just kind of figuring out these production flows, and I'm using those projects as a way to get ideas for products and stuff like that down the line, or how to figure out production lines, something that is not related to this. And then bring that knowledge and then implement and apply it and see how it actually works out within this project. So this has been very fascinating for me. But anyway, guys, if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. As usual, I appreciate y'all's support after all this time. I do appreciate it. It's getting there. It's getting there, guys. It's getting there. So I'm so excited. So let's see if I can get this audio to match. So that's going to be my next task. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Have a good night.